More than 60,000 people move to Metro Atlanta every single year, and I'd say that about half of them pick the wrong place to live. Today, I'm taking you through the biggest mistakes people make when they move here. We're looking at how they underestimate traffic, choose schools only by ratings, and think Atlanta is still cheap. So stick around, because the #1 mistake is the one that surprises almost everyone. Let's jump in. Mistake number 1, underestimating commute times. All right, let's start with the 10-mile commute that you're picturing. In Atlanta, it turns into 45 minutes of brake lights and frustration. And here's the thing about Atlanta traffic. It's not just bad during rush hour. It's an all-day thing in a lot of parts of the metro. So unless you came from one of those other major cities where traffic is like this, like LA, DC, New York, you're probably not ready for it. But it's not just your commute to work. It's getting to the grocery store, taking your kids to sports practice, meeting friends for dinner. Everything takes longer than you think. I talked about this a lot in my video where I broke down everything I've noticed after almost 30 years of living in Atlanta. So make sure to check that one out after this one. So what's the solution? Prioritize where you live and your commute time higher than you normally would. A lot of people focus on the house size, the yard, school district, but they don't put traffic high enough on their list. Here in Atlanta, your commute needs to be a top 3 priority. Before you commit to a house, test the commute yourself. Drive it during the time you'd normally be commuting. Tuesday morning at 8, Thursday evening at 5:30. See what it is really like. The reality is Atlanta's sprawl is massive. I mean, we're talking about 8,000 plus square miles of metro area, and where you live compared to where you need to be, it matters here more than almost anywhere else. So you get this wrong, and your dream house turns into a daily reminder that you should have tested that drive. So once you've got your commute figured out, the next biggest decision hits. And this is where a lot of people make their next mistake. Mistake number 2, picking schools purely based on ratings. A lot of people pick their neighborhood based purely on school ratings they see online, but those ratings don't tell the whole story. Maybe the school is really competitive and their kid feels stressed out, or the culture doesn't match their values. So here's what I tell people. Don't just look at the rating online. Actually go visit the school, talk to the principal, talk to the teachers, and if you can, most importantly, talk to parents who have kids there right now. Ask them what they love about them, ask them what challenges their kids have faced, ask them if they choose that school again. You're going to learn way more from a 20-minute conversation like that than from a number on a website. And Atlanta has a lot of school options beyond traditional public schools. Got charter schools, private schools, magnet programs, schools that might not have the highest rating, but might be incredible at certain things like arts programs or STEM programs or a strong community. So each situation is unique. Matching your kid's actual needs to the right school environment, that matters more than chasing the highest number you can find. I've seen families thrive in schools rated at all numbers when the culture and the school fits for them. And I've seen kids struggle in schools rated at 10 where it just isn't a fit. So now schools are just one piece of the puzzle. Because when you start looking at houses, there's another big misconception floating around out there. Mistake number 3, assuming Atlanta is cheap. Atlanta used to be one of the most affordable big cities in the country, but that's just not the case anymore. I mean, prices have gone up a lot over the last 10 years, and it's because so many people have moved here. I mean, the population growth has been incredible, and quite frankly, housing inventory just hasn't been able to keep up. The closer in suburbs, they're pretty much all built out, so you've got more people competing for the same number of homes, and obviously, that drives prices up. Stick around, because I'll be talking about a market timing trap and how pricing changes make it even more dangerous than you think. So more on that in a bit. Now, it's not just home prices. Property taxes have gone up, homeowners insurance has gone up. And so when people set their budget based on old information and they get here and realize it doesn't go as far as they want, that's no good. So let's look at what homes are actually selling for in the neighborhood you're interested in. Don't rely on articles written 3, 4, 5, 10 years ago or advice from someone who moved here a decade ago. Coming in with accurate expectations means that you can actually afford the neighborhood you want instead of consistently feeling priced out. And speaking of cost, here's another one people don't think about until it's too late. Mistake number 4, ignoring HOA and zoning rules. A lot of suburbs around Atlanta have HOAs with very specific rules, and some, quite frankly, are reasonable, like keeping your yard maintained. But some, they can get really detailed. What color you paint your front door, whether you can have a vegetable garden, how many pets you can have. People get so excited about a house that a lot of times they don't actually read the HOA documents. Then they move in, find out they can't do something that they really wanted to do. So when you're buying, actually read those HOA documents. If you see something that doesn't sit right, ask questions. And if it's a deal breaker, it's better to walk away before you close. The other thing is county zoning rules. Different counties around Atlanta have different regulations. And so if you're planning to run a business from home, build an addition, you got to know these rules ahead of time. And once again, reading 50 pages now beats discovering restrictions later when you're already unpacked. Now, if you're thinking about moving to Atlanta and you want some help navigating all this, I would absolutely absolutely love to help you. I'm Justin Landis, and I know this market inside and out. I've helped hundreds of families find the right place, and I can help you avoid all these mistakes. You can reach out anytime. My contact info is in the description, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And while you're down there, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. There's much more content to come, and you don't want to miss it. All right, so you found a house you like. HOA rules are fine, but here comes the timing issue. Mistake number 5, trying to time the market. Let me just say it, timing the real estate market is really hard to do. I see people move to Atlanta, decide they want to wait for the right time to buy. They're thinking maybe prices will come down, maybe interest rates will drop. Hey, I get it. Nobody wants to overpay, myself included. But here's what I've seen happen over and over. People wait, and while they're waiting, prices go up. And the house they could have afforded a year ago, it's out of reach. From 2015 to 2020, people kept saying, this is gonna be the top of the market. It's gonna come back down. But guess what? It didn't. And so my advice is this: if you're planning to be in Atlanta for more than a few years and you find a house that works for your family in a location that makes sense, it's probably a good time to buy. I mean, trying to predict what's 6 months out usually costs you more than just buying when you find the right place. But even if you nail the timing, find the perfect house, you still might end up in the wrong place if you don't understand this next point. Mistake number 6, thinking Atlanta is just one lifestyle. So here's the thing. Alpharetta feels nothing like Decatur, which feels nothing like Peachtree City. Yet people treat moving to Atlanta like it's one decision. People often don't realize this until they get here. Atlanta is not one city. It's really more like dozens of micro cities all clustered together. You got Alpharetta, suburban, family-focused; Decatur, quirky and walkable; Marietta with a historic small-town feel; Peachtree City, golf cart paths; Midtown and Buckhead, urban and high-rise. All of these are within Metro Atlanta, but they feel completely different. And when you consider the biggest mistake coming up soon, you'll see why picking the wrong lifestyle zone is such an easy trap to fall into. Now, one of the biggest mistakes is assuming Atlanta is just one thing. You could have a condo in a high-rise downtown, you could have 5 acres, 30, 40 miles north of the city, a home in a historic neighborhood with 100-year-old houses, or brand new master plan community. The lifestyle you'll have in each place is going to be totally different. So if you need to think about what kind of lifestyle you want, walk to coffee shop and restaurants, big yard and space, tight-knit community, newer construction or older homes with character, all of those are available here, but you have to find the right fit for you. So spend time in different parts of the metro before you decide. Drive around, get a feel for the neighborhoods, talk to the people who live there, and no matter which neighborhood you pick, you're going to need to think about this next one. Mistake number 7, not having access to a swimming pool. So this might sound funny and like I'm making a joke, but I'm serious. If you're moving to Atlanta, you need access to a swimming pool in the summer. It gets hot here. I mean, I cannot get my kids to play in the yard or ride bikes when it's that hot. So this doesn't mean that you have to have a pool at your house, but you need good access to one. Neighborhood pool, community pool, country club, whatever. Because if you want to enjoy being outside in the summer, you gotta have a place to cool off. Otherwise, you're stuck inside for 3 months. When you're house hunting, ask about pool access the same way you would ask about schools. 3 months indoor every summer completely changes your quality of life. Okay, so this next one's a little bit different, but if you're a sports fan, yes, you need to hear it. Mistake number 8, the heartbreak of Atlanta sports. I'm a huge Atlanta sports fan, but I tell you what, the Falcons will teach you about heartbreak in ways you didn't know were possible. Seriously, I'm throwing this one in here because it is real. If you're moving to Atlanta, you need to be ready for the heartbreak that comes with being an Atlanta sports fan. We've got great teams, Falcons, Braves, Hawks, Atlanta United, and we do love our teams, but man, oh man, they will break your heart. You're gonna get invested, you're gonna watch the games, you're gonna get excited, and then something, we don't know what, but something is going to happen that just crushes you. And that's part of living here. So now, we covered a lot of mistakes, but now let's talk about one of the biggest ones. The number one mistake people make when they come in to move to Atlanta. They treat the whole move like a vacation. And I see this all the time. People come to visit Atlanta for a long weekend, maybe a wedding, a conference, they fall in love with it, weather's beautiful, great restaurants, they drive around the neighborhoods, and they think, we should move here. So they come back a month later, spend a weekend house hunting, find a place, make an offer. 6 months later, they're calling me saying, this isn't quite what we thought it would be. Because they made a huge life decision based on a weekend visit. They didn't experience what it's like to live here year-round. They didn't drive that commute during rush hour. They didn't experience the July afternoon with the 95 degrees and all that humidity. They didn't spend time in the specific neighborhood they moved to. They didn't actually talk to people who lived here full-time. And I get it. Hey, moving is exciting and you want to make it happen, but this is one of the biggest decisions you're going to make. So here's my advice. Don't rush. Come visit Atlanta multiple times if you can. Try it in different seasons. Stay in the area you're thinking about buying. Drive around. Go to the grocery stores, go to the parks, come see me at the Falcons game. We'll get disappointed together. Get the feel for what it's actually like to live here. And When you're ready to look at houses, work with someone who really knows the area, not just someone who can show you listings, but someone who can help you understand the different neighborhoods, what each one's gonna be like, because buying a house, that's easy, but buying the right house in the right place for you and your specific situation, that takes work. But it's worth it, because when you get it right, man, you are going to love living here. Atlanta is an incredible city. There's so much opportunity. The people are friendly. Food scene is amazing. Always something to do. And for a lot of families, it's a perfect place to build a life. Test your actual daily routine here before committing. That way, you'll build the life in the right place instead of spending your first year wishing you'd done more research. Half of the 60,000 people moving here this year will get it wrong. You just learned how to be in the other half. Now, if you're serious about making a move to Atlanta, shoot me an email at hello@justinlandisgroup.com today. I'll show you exactly which neighborhoods match your commute needs, your school priorities, and your lifestyle before you waste weekends looking at the wrong place. The families who reach out early, they get the pick of inventory before it hits the market. But don't leave yet. I got another video for you. Here's what nobody tells you about timing your move to Atlanta. Over $10 billion in development is hitting specific neighborhoods in 2026, and I just mapped out all 13 projects to show you exactly where prices are about to jump before the World Cup. If you're buying in the next year, you need to see which areas are about to change. Check out this video by clicking right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.